Hello and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Claire, and if you're returning, it's great to see you again. And as I promised last week, that this week I will do a video all about toners and exfoliating acids. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, please do continue to watch the video. So as I just quickly mentioned, I'm going to talk about exfoliating acids and toners today. I do love an acid toner, but a lot of people hear the word acid and are afraid and think like of all those stuff that you used to use in chemistry and skin burns and everything like that. And it doesn't have to be that way. Acids that are designed for skincare are gentle and are perfect for the skin. So I'm going to talk a little bit about those and what they are and which ones might be the best for you to use. And then hopefully you can achieve some lovely balanced and hydrated and lovely clear skin. So as you may or may not know, you use about 30,000 skin cells a day. Yes, that is 30,000 dead skin cells that fall from you every day. Not just the face area, obviously, but you know some of those come from your face. And the buildup of those skin cells, if you don't clear them, is what turns into acne, breakouts, and just blemishes that you don't really want. So obviously it's ultimate to get rid of those dead skin cells that are just on that top layer of the skin. So that's where like exfoliants and stuff like that come into. A really easy way and actually quite gentle way is an exfoliating acid. So that is like using your toner step in your skincare. So some toners do come without any acids in them, and those toners are great for sensitive skins, are great for helping rebalance and re-neutralizing the skin pH when you've either got irritated skin or very, like I say, very sensitive skins. So personally, I do really like the Clarins one with Iris. That's the green one. I've spoken about it before. I'll put a picture on the screen again so you can see which one that is. I will link it in the description below so that you can go and check that out if you think that that sounds like for you. So I'm just going to move on to acid exfoliants, and so the most common are AHAs and BHAs. So that's alpha hydroxy acids and beta hydroxy acids. They are the two that are like the most common. They're really easy to come by. You don't necessarily need a prescription for any of them. Like you can buy them just at like Cult Beauty, look fantastic, Boots, wherever. And like there are some that are more gentle than others, designed for certain skin types. So I'm just going to go into that a little bit. So AHAs are generally the ones that don't go much further than the outer layer of the skin. They don't penetrate deeply into the skin, and so are great for sensitive and gentle skin types, and generally a drier skin type as well. So if you're a more more dry to neutral skin type, or combination skin type even, I would recommend an AHA. So common AHAs are lactic acids and glycolic acids. If you're familiar with the brand Pixi Beauty, they do really nice range of toners, and they have the Glow Tonic, which contains glycolic acid. It's 5% glycolic acid. I do really rate this. I think it's a really nice toner. I think it's really gentle exfoliant. I do have sensitive skin and I don't find I have any sensitivity with this. So if that's you, then that might be perfect. Lactic acid is similar and has and for ones that you'll buy from places like Pixi Beauty or Boots or Cult Beauty, stuff like that, it's really low percentage. So that low percentage means that it's suitable for sensitive skin, gentle skins, but obviously it's kind of like a trial and error thing. So I'm going to tell you that if you have very sensitive skin but you want to introduce a toner into your skin routine, like an exfoliating acid, I would recommend a one with a lactic acid. I will link some products below that I think might be suitable for each of these categories so you can try it out. Obviously like if it's not working for you, it's not working for you. And just to go back to a toner like the Clarins with Iris, that is gentle, balancing for like helping return your pH skin and doesn't contain any of these exfoliating acids. And then by which means you might want to use a physical exfoliant, which is like, you know, those cleansers that have the little pieces in that kind of like form a little bit of abrasion on the skin, but be gentle which ones you choose with that. So next is the beta hydroxy acid, and those ones are more penetrate the skin more deeply and are designed for oilier, duller, and acneic prone skin types. So a common BHA is salicylic acid, which you may have heard of already. You may have come across cleansers as well that contain a low percentage of salicylic acid. This means that it's perfect for those of you who suffer from breakouts and blemishes and maybe acneic skin, and it's great to have in your toner as well. It just helps wipe away the excess dry dead skin cells from the top layer of the skin, and it remains on your skin throughout the day and doing its magic. So those are generally designed for the oilier skin types, so that's a BHA, salicylic acid. So you might have seen in my last video, which was the cleansing, I'll put a link up here, that I've talked about different cleansers that may even contain some form of exfoliating acid. I showed you one that contains an AHA and one that contains a BHA. So if you want to see those, then do check out that video. And then you can find out a little bit more about cleansing and which ones I would recommend there. So how to use AHAs and BHAs. So like I say, what you're going to be using is these following your cleansing step. So you're going to be applying this onto a cotton pad, or if you have those pads that are washable, like it's kind of like a flannel but a really small one. Those are perfect for applying your toner onto there and just gently sweeping it over the face. You don't want to be doing any scrubbing motions or anything like that. It's just gonna apply really gently onto the skin. So you're going to be doing that after your cleansing step, but before serum and moisturizer, etc. So those are going to stay on your skin and they're going to penetrate over time, over the day. If you're new to using exfoliating acids, which you may be if you're watching this video, I mean maybe you're not and you're just interested in learning more, then I would just introduce it really gradually into your routine. So using it fairly infrequently, like maybe like 2 to 3 times a week, only on an evening or something, for example. And I would just be very aware of whether you're getting any sensitivity or irritation, redness from using them. So if you are getting a little bit of a gentle tingling sensation, that can be normal depending on the percentage of what you're using in there. If you're getting redness, itching, burning, anything like that, that is not supposed to happen, and you're clearly having a little bit of irritation from using that product. If you're getting that instantly, wash your face with water and that'll neutralize the pH of that acid that you've applied, and then I wouldn't continue to use that product. If you're getting a little bit of redness and sensitivity from prolonged use, again, drop back and use it less frequently and just introduce it to your skincare routine gradually. Your skin will get used to it and then you'll be fine to use it daily, which I use mine daily, morning and night. So I don't have a problem with that, but I've introduced it slowly into my routine and it's something that I regularly do now. So I think something to touch on very quickly, just as I close out here, is what to do once you've used the product. So following having used your exfoliating acid, you're going to continue with the rest of your routine. So exfoliating acids do have the potential to dry out your skin. So what you're going to want to do is make sure that you continue with your serum and your moisturizer step. So I've recommended multiple like serums and moisturizers and stuff like that I like. I will link a video that has my favorites up here. You can go and check that out if you haven't already seen it. But whichever serum and moisturizer you like to use, that is absolutely fine. What I would be aware of is obviously you are exposing the skin a little bit more now you've removed that layer of dry dead skin cells. So just be aware that you need to apply an SPF in the morning before you go out. Like, I recommend this all of the time anyway. You should be wearing SPF even if it's winter and you don't think you're exposed to the sun very much, because it's just really good for helping protect your skin from that UV rays that it can be damaging and aging and all of that stuff that we really just don't want. So remember to use an SPF. So if you can get a moisturizer that has an SPF in it, then double whammy, perfect. If you're using a foundation that contains SPF when you're applying your makeup following your skincare routine, be aware that you have to use a significant amount of that foundation to get that SPF coverage. So I wouldn't rely on your foundation as being your sole SPF. I would make sure that you use a facial SPF, and that's going to be best for your skin. It's going to be best to get that ultimate like application of your makeup as well, and you know that you're protected all day. So I hope that some of these tips have been helpful. I will, like I say, recommend my favourites in the description below. I do also have a blog post talking about these things, so if you find it a little bit easier to refer back to it, or you prefer to read about it than to watch me talk about it all day, then I'll link that in the description below. So thank you for watching once again. Please do hit the subscribe button down there. I would love it if you subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.